Hi, my name is Jeanette Burville. Um, I'm 19 years old. Let me take a seat. Since you guys already seen everything else. I'm 19 years old. I have a 2-year-old son. Yeah, that's about it. So I decided to make videos on YouTube because I'm stuck inside because of this coronavirus stuff going on. And my child is sleeping. I don't have anything better to do since I'm home for weeks. So I decided to just go on YouTube and make videos of, stories of my life that seem interesting and some people would probably want to hear about it. Yeah. And I can explain why my hair looks like this. So my hair was not this short. I went through a mental breakdown and I cut it all off. Well, it's just starting to grow and stuff. And yeah, it wasn't two braids. And so I took it out, and I thought if I was doing that during this whole video, it would just be, something you guys can watch, Yeah, I'm using this just to calm it down a little bit. It looks pretty crazy. Pretty crazy. I'm Haitian. I was born in Haiti. I'm not gonna say the village because you guys definitely don't know that village. And I came here 9 years ago. I'm 19. I came here at 10 years old after the earthquake. So I just wanted to talk about the earthquake. I know you guys probably just don't care, but if you have nothing to do or you're bored and you're going scrolling through YouTube, maybe this is something you want to, find interesting. And sorry, my English may not sound good sometimes. I'm still trying. I've been here for 9 years. So yeah. I've told a lot of my friends this story and a lot of them find it really interesting and it's just really big. But what I'm talking about is the earthquake that happened in Haiti in 2010. As you guys know, there's 230,000 people that died from that earthquake. And I was only 9 years old and I went through that, and it's still in my head, stuff like that. But when I came over here, I overcame it, and now I'm able to, be in buildings without being scared, without, screaming. I overcame it myself. I didn't have any therapy. I didn't have any type of counseling for it. I just had to deal with myself because as a Haitian, your parents don't really take mental health seriously. They don't think those things are serious. So yeah, I overcame all of that by myself. But yeah. So when I was 9 years old, I lived with my aunt, and she didn't have any children, so I lived with her because my parents, that's a long story that I'm gonna have to get to, but yeah, I'm not close with my parents, and yeah, that's just way too long story to just be explaining right now. And I'm sorry this is how I'm dressed right now. Yeah, this is how I look right now. It's bedtime. I'm a mom. This is my free time. I'm just doing whatever I can. But yeah, this is January 12th, 2010 in Haiti. It was about 3 o'clock in the afternoon, and my family is really religious. So we were going to church, and we were going to some afternoon service or something like that. But we got to church and it was closed. And so we decided to go see this person that we knew that was sick. He had these balls in his throat. I think it was cancer or something. I was 9 years old. I can't remember all of that stuff. So yeah, he had balls on his neck and it was just bad. He couldn't breathe. I think he was at the edge of dying. And so he lived really close to the church. So my aunt said, you know what, the church's not open yet. Let's just we're too early. And you know what, let's just go visit him. We went to visit him, we started, talking, blah, blah, blah. We went to see him. Me, I'm 9 years old. I'm seeing somebody with balls in his neck and he can't breathe and he's talking weird. So I'm just staring at him like, oh my God, this is crazy. Like, I didn't say anything, but it's just crazy. I'm 9 years old. Obviously, I'm gonna think something like, I'm gonna question something like that in my head. But I wasn't that kid who was just like, act stuff like that, because my aunt was really strict. She would probably just slap the shit out of me or something for just questioning stuff like that. And so we went in. Sorry, I'm not even doing my hair right now. Let me just apply the treatment. We went in, we started talking, and then, we're really religious, so we started like praying for him. And along with us, there was a bunch of other people from the church that went to visit him because he recently got sick. And he stopped coming to church. He just had to be laid down, stuff like that. And then we went in and just started praying. We were talking. We were like trying to crack jokes, cheering him up, just a good old, church people reunion. And then this one lady, I really don't remember her name. This was like 10 years ago, so I don't remember her name at all. She didn't even get through the door. And she just stepped in, and all I remembered was the ground started shaking and the building started to break down. I was in a 3-story building, and so everything ended up falling on us. Everybody ran out of the door before everything collapsed, but my aunt, she has a very strong character, and she deeply believes in God. And so I grew up just reading the Bible with her, like my whole family and stuff. I grew up reading the Bible, and I did see stuff like that in the Bible, and that when it's the end of the world, stuff like that is supposed to happen. But I just, I'm 9 years old. What are you gonna think? I didn't think those things were actually gonna happen. I mean, I knew it was gonna happen, but not right now. I'm 9 years old. Like, I just started, hearing about stuff like this, and out of nowhere, let me get to the point. Yeah. Out of nowhere, just everything started shaking, and it was shaking for so long that my aunt, she was sitting in the middle of the room. I was about to run out, but she said, nope, sit down and stuff. Situations like that, you have to sit down, because if you start running and stuff, you're gonna get hit by stuff, whatever. The lady walked in and everything started shaking. She said bonsoir, which means good afternoon in Haiti, and Haitian Creole and French. And like everything started shaking. She was like, sit down, don't move, don't be running like these people, blah blah blah. But I'm like, why is this lady even telling me to sit down? Like, it feels like the end of the world. Imagine just sitting somewhere in somebody's house on a 3-story building, and everything starts to shake, and the buildings are cracking, and they're falling on you, they're doing all that shit, and this lady's really telling me I need to sit the fuck down. And sorry for my language, but yeah. And then when everything was done, we had to dig ourselves literally out of that building. When we came out, I was just scared, like I was shaking, like I was 9. So again, I know I keep repeating that, but I was 9 years old. So I'm like, what the fuck is going on? Like, what's going on? And then everywhere, just like, it was loud. There was still buildings, even though the earthquake's over, there was still buildings just like cracking down. They're screaming. It's like the worst noise ever. Just hearing everyone screaming, help, Jesus, help, help. And then like, I'm having like really bad anxiety. We come out the building and we were just covered in cement and stuff. And we were actually trying to save a couple people that we could save. We went by the church, walking on buildings, just broken stuff, cement, stuff. And oh, actually, I know I didn't get to that point. But while I was running, and then a nail went into my foot. I was wearing slippers, like flip-flops or whatever. It went into my foot, and I had to take a razor blade and open up like the bottom of my feet to take the nail out because it went all the way in and it went through the sandals. I had to take it out, blah blah blah, all that stuff. And then yeah, we went we walked by the church, and there was two girls that we actually knew, and we didn't know it was them in there, but we heard screaming, like somebody screaming, help, help, help. But it sounded like so far away. And we were like, what the hell is going on? And then my aunt started breaking down, like, mind you, the church is broken down completely. Like, it's just broken down. And the friends that we had, the two girls, they lived in the back of the church, but they still went to the church. And so we were friends with them. And then we broke down some like walls and stuff, and then we saw them. They finally came out. The girl and her sister, she came out with her sister, and they were covered in cement. They were white, and then they had cuts. Like there was blood mixed with the sorry, my English. It was mixed with the cement. Like everything was just crazy. I remembered walking like down the street, and there was actually kids that they were perfectly fine, but their two parents lost their legs, their arms, like all of their body parts, and they were just in the middle of the street, and the kids were just screaming and crying. Like some of the kids were actually like really, really little, like 1 year old, just screaming, like just looking at their parents going through that. There was just a lot going on, like a lot. There was people where there was like blocks that hit them, their heads and their brains exploded. Like you can see the inside of their brains. It was crazy, just crazy. When I tell you it was crazy, like I'm explaining to you this, like I'm really calm about it, but it was bad. Like I was freaking out. Like I was just like, I was looking at everywhere like what the fuck is going on? Like what's going on? Like what is really happening? Like, and then from reading the Bible and stuff, growing up Christian and stuff, I remembered just like it says that at the end of the world, that stuff like that is supposed to happen. So I kept asking my aunt, I was like, is it the end of the world? Are we gonna die? Like, wait, what's happening? And then I started telling her that I was behaving so I didn't go to heaven, because I wouldn't say I was a bad child, but I had some behavior issues, and also my parents and my dad's side of the family were abusive, and I mean, look at my skin. You can tell, and then look at my legs. Yep, there's just, yep, all of that. Yep. Anyways, yeah, they were just telling me like, shut up, like, just shut up. And then they were like, now you want to behave, blah 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 blah, and all that. So like having abusive family or living with an abusive person, you don't have to do anything so bad. You don't have to have behavior issues. You don't have to have any of those issues to get hit or like be abused. So yeah, I wouldn't say I was a problem child or anything. It's just that they were just really abusive people. And so I saw her cry for the first time actually. I used to call her my evil aunt. That's how evil she was. And I actually saw her cry. And once I saw her cry, like as a 9-year-old and going through all of that, I was just like, this is serious. Like the most evil person ever is crying. Like that's how you know this shit is serious. And so yeah, she was just crying, blah blah blah. And then our house, luckily, we lived in a room. Yeah, the place we lived in actually, it wasn't damaged. It was cracked because like when earthquake happens, it often just cracks places. It cracked, but I was so little and I was so young, I just didn't want to go back to that house. I didn't want to go back. And also they were telling us you can't just go back to your house because the earthquake just happened. Anything, and the aftershock could happen and the whole building falls on you as you're just in there. But my aunt, she's crazy. She went inside the building, she slept, she whatever. But then at one point they told us we couldn't go back in there because of, like there's a whole earthquake happened and there's aftershocks happen. And so I actually came here in America 9 months after the earthquake happened. So for 9 months, I was sleeping inside of a tent outside, like Doesn't matter the temperature, doesn't matter nothing. It doesn't matter. Like, we just slept in a tent near dead bodies. We were walking near dead bodies all the time. We would smell it. At one point, I caught malaria because, like, you're living next to dead bodies. They're just getting old and they smell, and there's a lot of bacteria, all of that stuff. So yeah, I was living next to the dead bodies for about 9 months, and my dad lived in America, so he before all this happening, he was just working on trying to get me to get to the U.S. because it's a big thing in Haiti for you to get to the U.S. That's how they think of it here. They think it's just like paradise, this is paradise. You come here, you're rich, you don't gotta worry about shit. That's how they think of it. And so yeah, I was living in a tent for 9 months, and then yeah, I came to America when I was 10 years old, November 25, 2010. I know, I can't believe I remember that date. Like, it's just crazy. I came here on a plane by myself. My aunt dropped me off on a plane, and my dad picked me up in Logan Airport. Oh, look at my hair. It's not as bad as I thought. I'm over here braiding it and shit, and it's like curling up. But yeah, this was one of the stories that I have of my life. If you guys do want to hear more stories, you can let me know. Even though, like, I don't think anybody will care. I won't get a lot of views and stuff. But yeah, this was kind of fun because I got to let some stuff out. And I understand that this world can be cruel. The internet's very cruel. They can, post stuff, hate on me, whatever. But I really don't give a fuck. I don't give a fuck. Like, I know I look like this right now. I don't care. Like, I'm going to sleep. Nobody looks that good going to bed. I just took a shower. Like, I'm a single mom. I don't think you guys would expect me to look better than this.